Okay, guys, here we go. Here we go. Hey, you guys, here we go. Now, I know this is a little off, like the time is off, everything's off, but child, we had the Super Bowl. We were supposed to do one yesterday, but Super Bowl happened. People couldn't find food because everybody bought up all the food. It was a mess. So we decided today we're gonna do two for you. It's gonna be a two for type day. Because Scott has bullied me into doing the sequel to Hot Fudge Pickles. Ain't that right, Scott?
I did.
Scott's here too, y'all. Hey, you guys. So get your arts, get your crafts, get your whatever, get your outfit, get your book, get your mind ready, because here we go. We're about to do this. So, as you can see in the title, today's title is They Are Slipping Roofies, and they slipping people roofies, aka Larry, can I ride your horse? Let me tell you where Larry Can I Ride Your Horse comes from. So lately, Scott and I have been, this is like a complete like detour, and then we're gonna get into this book. Scott and I have gotten into true crime. We didn't went from like 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup to like true crime on like A&E, Lifetime, stuff like that. And we have bumped into, what's the name of the show? Deadly Wives, Deadly Women, Deadly Wives, Snap, whatever. For my man, Fatal, all that. So we bumped into Deadly Wives. And there was this one episode that we watched a couple of days ago where there was this lawyer named Larry. And Larry was honey. He was that dude. He had been married like 3 times. Larry was out here just, living his best life. Larry had a commercial with a horse. He was a cowboy.
Yeah.
Until his wife ended it all for him for some money. And this story kind of has something to do with, like, it's kind of that kind of story. So I feel like I should say R.I.P. Larry, honey, you were a real one until she got you. And if he was alive and I met him at a bar, I'd be like, can I ride your horse? Not in like a nasty way, but in a like serious, like, let me ride that horse. I'm like, you got it on a commercial. Can I ride it? So I wanted to shout out Larry, RIP Larry, honey, you was a real one. And this story kind of has something to do with that, because the more things change, the more they stay the same. So here we go on, this is actually Sherlock Holmes in a case of Silver Blaze. Scott, have you read this story before?
I have not.
Sorry, I forgot to put our open sign up. You haven't read this story before?
No.
Have you heard of this story? Have you heard of Silver Blaze?
No, I don't believe I have.
Okay, well, we're going to get you there. Okay, so Sherlock Holmes and Watson are, hanging out. And Watson is like, Sherlock has been super duper duper quiet and very, thoughtful. He thinking a lot. And so all of a sudden, Sherlock like snaps out of it, and he's like, you know what, Watson? I'm going to have to go. And, Watson's like, okay, so what you got to go for? And so Sherlock was like, have you been reading the papers? And Watson was like, honey, I have. And I'm surprised you ain't been doing that case that is going on. And let me give you a little bit about the case, because I don't think y'all understand what was going on, because y'all weren't there and y'all didn't read that paper. So what was going on was there was a racehorse. His name was Silver Blaze. He was a real one. He was a winner. And, he went missing. And his trainer, he got found unalived. He wasn't with us no more, kind of like my homie Larry. So he got unalived, and they found his body. They have not found the horse. And so, Watson is like, they ain't called you about that? And Holmes is like, baby, of course they called me. Yeah, did they call me? It's Thursday. They hit me up on Tuesday. And not just they. By they, I mean Scotland Yard. The owner of Silver Blaze also hit me up and asked me to come help him because, hey, they making money off of Silver Blaze. But you know how they don't make money? How don't they make money, Scott? if Silver Blaze is missing and ain't on that racetrack, period. Period. So everybody's like, come find this horse because we need to make money. And so Sherlock was saying, like, well, y'all got this. This ain't that hard. Y'all got it. But after 2 days, they didn't have it. So he was like, let me go help these people out. And let me just read to you what the homie said about it. Okay, here we go. Tuesday evening, I exclaimed. And this is Thursday morning. Why haven't you gone down yet? This is Watson talking to Holmes, by the way. Because I made a blunder, my dear Watson, which is, I am afraid, a more common occurrence than anyone would think, who also knew me through your memoirs. The fact is that I could not believe it is possible that the most remarkable horse in England would long remain concealed, especially in so sparsely inhabited a place as of North Dartmoor. Okay, he's like, look, girl, ain't nothing there. How is it that they have not found this horse? So, he gave him benefit of the doubt. He needed to give them doubt of the benefit. And so he went on down to Dartmoor to see what was going on. But he was like, I've held on to this letter. I've been thinking. So let me catch you up as we travel on down here to figure out what happened to this horse. And you know what? You know what else, Scott? I'm gonna bet on him. I'm put my money down on this horse because why not? Said Sherlock. He didn't say that yet, but he gonna say it. So he gets down there, or they're on their way there, and he has to fill Watson in on the backstory. You ready for it, Scott? Are you ready for it? Here we go, backstory. So Silver Blaze is the GOAT. Silver Blaze is the GOAT. Silver Blaze is winning races, making everybody money. Everybody's betting on Silver Blaze. So Silver Blaze, of course, because Silver Blaze. Oh, and by the way, Silver Blaze owner name is Colonel Ross. Keep that name in mind because he gonna get dragged. So Silver Blaze's owner name is Colonel Ross. So we're gonna just call him Colonel. So Colonel, he's aware that Silver Blaze is a real one. And, Silver Blaze got some haters because Silver Blaze is a winner. And what do they say about haters, Scott?
You're not doing it right unless you have haters.
Period. So Silver Blaze is doing it right. So Colonel is aware that we got these haters over here. So what Colonel has done is hired a team of people to kind of take care of them. So Colonel has a trainer. That person, his name is John Striker. He's the coach. He has three stable boys to kind of watch over, to watch over at night. They rotate, every 8 hours or so, watching, Silver Blaze at overnight. So don't nobody come in and take they money, being the horse, Silver Blaze. So, all these parties are good to go. And Colonel is like, hey, I totally trust Mr. John over here. He's the bomb.com, org, meal, and gov. He not only was the trainer, he also used to be my jockey until he got too plump. So we've had him around for a while. So it ain't him. And that is the person who ended up deceased. So Colonel was like, find who took my horse and find who ended the trainer, because we not doing this. So we have all these people. So the night in question, so Monday night, when Silver Blaze went missing, a bunch of events went down that were kind of weird, and they have a suspect in question. So let's hear how this goes. So it's nighttime. The two stable boys have went to go have dinner. Mr. John is off somewhere doing whatever. So the maid has to go bring the little stable boy that's watching the horse. She got to bring him some dinner. So she's walking across. It's dark at night. She walking across the moor, and all of a sudden, some weird man just come out. And he's like, hey, I almost thought I had to sleep out here. How you doing? And so the man looking at him like, what do you mean? Like, sir, what are you doing out here? little weird. What are you doing out here? What do you want? And he was like, hey, if you tell me some information, I'll buy you the best dress you can find. That's what he told her. He was like, girl, I'm gonna buy you a dress. Because back then that was the bomb. That was how you got the people to do what you wanted, I guess. I don't know. So he's like, girl, do you want a dress or a nice new fancy dress or not? And she's like, sir, I'm just here to take this food over to this little stable boy. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want, really. But I do know you're scaring me because it's dark. Ain't no street lights for real. And I don't know you like that. So I'm gonna just go over here because I don't know what you want. So she runs off to go to the little stable boy, and the man follows her. His name is Fitzroy Simpson, like OJ, but Fitzroy. So, he follows her onto the stable boy. And so he goes talking to the stable boy too. He was like, I just want a little information about your horse. Which is why the colonel got these people out here. Because, sir, you tripping. But whatever. So she like hands the stable boy the food, and she darts right on back to the house because she's like, I don't know him. I don't know him. And the stable boy is like, sir, if you don't beat it, sir, I'm gonna get these dogs on you. Stop playing. Stop playing. So the maid says before she leaves, she turned back around and boom, it looked like that a little bit. She see that man, Fitzroy Simpson, it like looking through the mirror, the window, talking to the stable boy, like, hey, could you tell me about that horse over there? Is Larry in there? So, so the next day, can't nobody really sleep because they was like, who is that weirdo? And by the way, the man was dressed rather expensively. He had some coins, he had some money, so he probably could have brought her that dress that he was offering her. He also had like a silver walking stick. It was a Penang walking stick, is what they called it. And I was like, okay, that's cute. It's like Penang curry. It's a dish. So he had his heavy walking stick and his cute outfit, his expensive outfit, and he was harassing the people about Silver Blaze. So they were like, but nobody could really sleep because they was like, who is this weirdo? So the next day they wake up, they are looking for Silver Blaze's coach. They can't find him. They were hoping that he took him on an early ride or something like that. They was like, "Oh Lord, I hope Silver Blaze is okay." They look for the stable boy. They can't find him. It's time for him to change his shift. They can't find him, so they go looking for him. Where they find them? Somebody. Who they find? What they do? I'm gonna tell you. He knocked out. Somebody gave the man a roofie. He passed out. They couldn't even get him woke. So they just left him there. And so they running around trying to figure out, where is the horse? Where is the horse? So they go out to the moor, and guess what they find there? John Striker's, whatever, John's body. No. And around his body, they find a red cravat, which is like you know what a cravat is? It's an old school like scarf that men used to wear when they had money. So they found a red cravat, which they confirmed was on Mr. Simpson. They saw it on Mr. Simpson. Everybody saw it on Mr. Simpson because he over there, psst, psst, can you tell me about that horse? Sir, no. And we checking out your outfit, sir, so we see that red cravat on you. They find a knife. They find that Mr. John's leg has been cut. They find some stuff in this man's pocket, some receipts that don't belong to him, a candle. They find some stuff.
And he was deceased?
Yeah, he done. He out for the count. We talking about a past tense person here. So, wait, sorry, I'm checking my notes. Okay. So, Watson has a bunch of questions, and Holmes is like, yeah, he was like, I had them same questions, but I don't think they got this right, because he told Watson they arrested Mr. Simpson, because all the clues that we can see point all the way back to him. It's coming back to him. Everything's pointing back to him. Do you think it's him, Scott? Do you think it's him?
I mean, everybody knows Mr. Simpson did it.
Okay, is that a reference to something?
Yeah, but never mind.
I'm not well versed in everything, y'all. So, so Sherlock Holmes is on his way to figure out what really happened, because he was like, I don't think it was Mr. Simpson. Sherlock don't think it's Mr. Simpson. He's like, I think y'all got the wrong dude. I don't think you got the right one. So so that's the backstory of what happened. So we got stable boys getting roofied. We got, weirdos just popping up on the moor at night, dressed nicely with a Penang walker, offering people pretty dresses, and we got a horse missing and his trainer gone. His trainer is done, honey. And so also, like, never mind. Sherlock gets there and he meets up with the detective, the inspector, Gregory, and he also meets up with the colonel. The colonel got an attitude. Rightfully so, but not so as well. The colonel got a whole attitude. The colonel just sitting there like, I don't think this man know what he doing. Even though, sir, you called him. You called him, but then you want to doubt this man and say he don't know what he doing. Sir, if you know so much, why don't you do it yourself is my question. But we're there, but we're not. So we just gonna let him live. So the colonel is over there dragging and being like, well, you should hold on. No, just having a whole little full-fledged attitude, probably because his money about to dry up, so he thinks. And so, Sherlock is just looking at him like, sir, I didn't ask for this life. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. You want me here. Okay. So then he turns to the inspector and he's like, let's have this conversation. He was like, I don't think it's Simpson. I think it's somebody else. And let me run a few questions down to you. He said, where did Mr. Simpson, where do you think Mr. Simpson hid the horse? And the inspector's like, well, the colonel got a bunch of gypsies. He got some gypsies over there. They paid to stay over there. And they over there like la-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-dee. They chilling. Because, they kind of nomadic. They doing their thing. So he was like, what if they kind of, did something? They hid the horse for Mr. Simpson. And Holmes was just like, the gypsies don't do police. So I don't think, they usually don't want to get into stuff because they don't want to answer they don't want to answer to questions like that. So they usually kind of mind their business. So why would they do that? And where would they hide we get that they over there, sir. Where would they hide the horse? Where we ain't looked. Then he wants to know, why they took the horse out the stable. He's like, well, if Mr. Simpson is here, why wouldn't he just go ahead and do whatever he was going to do to the horse in the stable? Why he going to take it out the stable and risk everybody seeing him and hearing him? It don't sound like it's Mr. Simpson to me. And they couldn't answer that. And then he was like, well, how did he roofie the little stable boy over there? Like, how he get to his food? If the maid was carrying it and she handed it to him, how did he get the roofies? And where did this man buy the roofie? Like, he had all these questions and nobody had no answers. So Sherlock was like, okay, I'm done talking with y'all because y'all don't know nothing. That's why you called me, because you don't know nothing. So off he goes. He's like, well, this is what we gonna do. Watson and I are gonna take a walk. We're gonna walk it out. We're gonna walk through this moor and we're gonna find your horse. Then I want to see your attitude, Colonel. That's not what he said, but it's implied. So they take a little walk through the moor. Well, first, before that, because we out of sequence. Before that, Sherlock is looking at this this little receipt, and he like, what man be carrying another man's receipt for a dress? And this dress expensive. Because expensive dresses are the name of the game here. So he's like, this dress is expensive. What man is carrying another man's receipt for expensive dress? Like, Scott, if some other man gave you his receipt for expensive dress for a woman, would you carry it in your pocket? That's a yes for Scott. That's a yes for Scott. Scott would do it. Scott would do it. I'll make him carry it himself. So he's like, okay. So then here comes I forget the names. John's wife, and she was like, have you found my husband? Have you found the person that took my husband out? And so Sherlock is like, nah, but I thought I saw you somewhere, girl. Didn't I see you at a party? She was like, no, I don't party. He was like, no, okay, wait. But didn't I see you at a party with and he describes the dress that's on that receipt. And she's like, sir, I've never owned no dress like that. We ain't got no money. My husband and I ain't got no money. And so Sherlock was like, oh, girl, my bad. I was mistaken. My bad, ma'am. And so off he goes. They take their walk through the marsh. And so they're walking through the marsh, and all Sherlock Holmes is doing is looking at them little tracks. He looking at the little hoof tracks. And he follows them, which I don't know how the detectives in them did not do this, but Scott is constantly, as we watch these true crime shows, yelling at the police. So I guess we can yell at the 1800s police too, Scotland Yard, because they did not follow the tracks. They did not follow the horse tracks either, or the human tracks. So he follows them, and boom, he gets to Silver Blaze's rival's farm. And this guy's name is, what was his name? Silas Brown. So Mr. Brown is over there chilling. And I forgot one thing here, important part. Let's go back to John. He passed away from being hit in the head. And so this is where that Penang Walker thing came in, because they was like, oh, that man beat him in the head and stole the horse and did this and this. Let's arrest him. So that's how he went out. It was like he got hit in the head by something metal. So, okay, whatever. So we get to Silas Brown's little farm, and, he's like, so Holmes is like, I kind of already figured this thing out. So he pulls Silas Brown to the side. He's like, come here. Let me whisper something in your ear. And so he's like, no, I don't know you. Silas Brown was like, I don't know you, sir. You don't get to whisper to me. So Holmes is like, well, did you want me to let these people know that you got that horse? So Silas was like, let's go in the back. Let's get in the back. Let's go in the back real quick. Let me see what you're talking about. And so, Holmes was like, Watson, hang out right here. I'll be right back. And I got the case pretty much summed up. And so he goes in the back, and Watson says when Mr. Brown come back out, he ain't never seen somebody so obedient. They started off with an attitude and then just got real obedient. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take care of that. I got you. So whatever Holmes said to him was the God's truth, and Mr. Brown ain't had nothing to do but go ahead and go along with what Sherlock Holmes wanted to do. And so Holmes was like, good. So Mr. Silas was like, do you want me to change the color? Like, what do you want me to do? And Holmes was like, nah. He was like, I got a point to prove with the colonel. The colonel over there with an attitude. I'm going to fix that attitude for him. It's broken. I'm going to fix it. I'm not only going to find his horse, I'm going to fix his attitude. So he's like, don't change nothing. Just do exactly what I told you to do. And so Mr. Silas was like, absolutely. I guess I ain't got no choice. So, So Holmes and Watson go back to, the colonel's house, and the colonel got more attitude. He's like, see, told you he wasn't going to be able to solve this, even though you called him. You called him. So why would you call somebody you doubt? But that has nothing to do with nothing. So he's like, see, and why is it I can't get my horse? And Holmes was like, look, do not cancel the horse being on the docket. He gonna be there. I know exactly where he is. He was like, but we got a couple of more things to do, honey, before I can deliver you the horse. But keep him on the docket. Don't change nothing, because I didn't put some money down on this horse, honey, because I know he gonna win. He a winner. And yeah, I'll see you, on race day. So this was Thursday. The race was next Thursday. So in the meantime, Sherlock Holmes did a couple of more visits to a couple of more places, got all his ducks in a row. So Thursday is coming. And so he gets to the event, to the Preakness. I don't think it's Preakness.
No.
To the race. Preakness. He gets to the Preakness. I'm going to call it Preakness because I want to. I think Preakness is just when you wear the hats and you look very formal. So they go down there, and Colonel still got an attitude. And Holmes was like, dude, oh my God, like, get your life. Oh, wait, I forgot one part. I'm not doing this. Story is all out of sequence. I'm gonna do better next time. As Holmes was leaving, one of the little stable boys was Holmes called over one of the stable boys. He said, come here. And so the little boy came, and he was like, has there been anything weird going on with these animals here? And the little boy was like, yeah, a couple of our sheep, they can't walk. I don't think they need to walk to get no wool from them. Do sheep need to walk, Scott?
I don't think so.
Well, these sheep couldn't walk. So, Holmes was like, I thought so. I thought that. I knew that. Meanwhile, Colonel over there with his attitude, he's like, I thought that. I kind of thought that. And so Holmes, goes back home. In 7 days, he returns. And, Colonel still got an attitude. He's like, I don't even know why I hired you. I still don't see my horse. Where's my horse? Where's Larry? Not where's Larry. He wasn't looking for Larry. But he was looking for the horse. And Holmes was like, I told you your horse going to be here. Where your jockey at so he can mount up? And so here comes a horse. Like, Mr. Brown brings in a horse that nobody has ever seen. And he's like, that's your horse. Get on there, ride him. I didn't put my bet down. Let's giddy up. And so, the horse that nobody has ever seen before gets on that track, honey, and he won the Super Bowl. He was the Eagles. He won. Mm-hmm. And so the colonel's like, wait a minute. That runs like my horse. It smells like my horse. It feels like my horse, but it doesn't look like my horse. And so, Holmes is laughing. He thinks it's funny. He's like, I'm funny. Like, if I hadn't done this or been an actor or been a scientist, I would have been a comedian. That's not what he said. That's my thoughts. So, he was like, this is Quicksilver. It's Silver Blaze. I was gonna say Quicksilver. Isn't that whatchamacallit's horse? So he's like, that's Silver Blaze. And so the colonel's like, no, that ain't Silver Blaze. Where his white hair at? Blah, 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 this and that. And so Holmes is like, somebody go get some wine and some club soda or whatever and some salt and, scrub where his little white spot's supposed to be. They scrubbed, boom, it's Quicksilver. It's Quicksilver. Wow. It's Quicksilver with some dye on his hair like mine. Y'all see my hair? This is for I'm going to wear this all week because it's Valentine's. It's purple. And my nails, look. It looked like Russell Stover chocolate boxes, period. Y'all can't see it. Like, yeah, deconstructed though. We've been watching food competitions too. deconstructed Russell Stover's chocolate heart box, period. So anyway, this is for y'all for Valentine's Day. Love. That's what I'm going to do. Try to do a video every day to show y'all some love. Anyway, every day this week, though. Anyway. So Colonel's like, how, what, help me understand this. And so Sherlock Holmes was like, sir, it's elementary. It's simple. It's easy. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was like, after John got flatlined, Quicksilver ran. Now, Quicksilver was either going to go one or two ways, baby. He was going to go somewhere he knew, though. He didn't go towards where you were, so he went to your next door neighbor. Silas Brown had your horse. And because he wanted his horse to win, because he tired of his horse coming in number 2 all the time, because you know what they say. Scott, you know what they say. What do they say?
I don't know.
If you ain't first, you last, period. So he was tired of his horse coming in second, so he went on and tie-dyed Silver Blaze so nobody could recognize him, like this purple hair. And so he hid him in his stall, but Holmes was like, all y'all had to do was follow the horse track prints, and you. This is why you called me. Don't even worry about it. So the colonel was like, oh my God, I owe you so much. I should have never doubted you. You that dude, blah, blah, blah. So Holmes is just sitting there looking at him. So eventually the colonel's like, well, did you solve part 2 of this mystery? Did you figure out who, off John? And Holmes is like, yeah, of course. Like, sir, what do you think I do all day? How do you think I got this reputation? It's me, baby. This me. This Holmes. This me. So he's like, yeah. He was like, the person that ended John is right here in this room. Not the man y'all put in jail over there. Not Mr. Simpson. That is what we call a red herring. Hashtag shout out to a pup named Scooby-Doo. That's what we call a red herring. The person that ended him is right here, right now, in your face. Who do you think it was, Scott?
I don't know. I mean, I just thought it was Mr. Simpson.
Scott, you gave up that easy. It's not Mr. Simpson. We knew that in the beginning of the story. Scott don't be listening, man. Except for to high fudge pickle so he can harass me about doing the second one. Anyway, so it was Silver Blaze who did it. Silver Blaze did it. It was Silver Blaze. It was the horse. It was the horse the whole time. Now, are you ready for me to put this puzzle together for you? Ready for me to put this puzzle?
I'm ready.
Because there are all these clues, but we don't know how it falls, like how these clues fall. We probably really don't know how they fall because I did this out of sequence. But even in sequence is hard. So what happened was this. Mr. John was an honest person until he got that mistress. So Mr. John decided he wanted to live a double life, honey. He wanted to be Mr. John and Mr. Delroy. I forget what the name was on that ticket. He also wanted to be that dude too, okay? He wanted to take on a second woman, okay, honey? And so the second woman had very, very high, she had high intake. She said, I'm not a cheap date, baby. So when you saw that receipt for that dress, that was hers. That's a dress he purchased for her under his other name, because he got other families, honey. She's his other wife. And so because she had an expensive habit, or she had expensive taste, and he wanted her. He had to pay the cost to be the boss over there with her. So because he liked her, he was like, I got to figure out how to make money because the colonel ain't paying me enough to have two families. Period. So what he decided to do was throw the race. He was gonna throw the race, and he would have betted on Silver Blaze not winning. So, and it was like 3-1 odds. I don't know how odds work. I've never betted in a race before, so I don't know how these odds, but it was 3-1 is what they say in the book. So I guess if there's 3-1 and you vote the opposite and you win, you get a lot of money, so you can keep your mistress who has she likes expensive fabrics, she has expensive habits. Hashtag shout out to Beyonce. Okay. So he was like, let me throw this race. So what he did was he took Silver Blaze out into the moor, because what he wanted to do was remember that blade that nicked him in the leg? That was a cataract blade. I forgot to say that point. Watson pointed that out. So what he wanted to do was take that cataract blade and nip, I guess, his little hamstring or whatever attendant. So then it would have looked like it was like a race, like a training injury. So then he wouldn't be able to run the race, or he would have thrown the race. You got to look bum knee, a sprain knee, whatever. Like how basketball players get injured while they playing. He would have did that. And so he would have threw the race, and then he would have won, and he could keep his mistress. But Quicksilver, or Silverblade, I don't know why I want to call him Quicksilver. Silverblade instinctually was like, hey, he back here doing something to me. When he flicked the light, when he flicked his candle, he was like, he doing something. So he kicked him and hit him in the head and ended him before he could nick him. And then, Silver Blaze ran to the neighbor house, and the neighbor was like, I ain't gonna be number 2. I'm gonna be first. Tired of being last. And, took him to Sephora, got his hair dyed, took him to Ulta, got his hair dyed. I don't know where they got hair dye from at that time. And, disguised them so he could win. Silas just wanted to be a winner. So that is what happened. That is the case of Silver Blaze. John was, trying to juggle 2 women. One of them had expensive taste. And so he had to try to throw the race, but in the end, karma hit him right in that head and ended him, honey. And that's that on that about that. That's the adventure. What did you think, Scott? Did you have anything to add? Did you feel like I left something out?
I think so.
Also, the gypsies didn't have nothing to do with it. They were back there like la-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-dee, la-da-da. Yes, honey. Did you have any lessons learned from this? Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. The reason why the sheep couldn't walk is because John was practicing on the sheep before he got to Silver Blaze. So, la-da-dee, la-da-da. What's your lessons learned here?
Don't jump to conclusions on Mr. Simpson.
Don't do it. Maybe some Simpsons, but not this Simpsons. The lessons I had, my lessons learned is this. Stop. Look, if you gonna have a second family, and I don't think you should have second families, but if you're gonna do it, please do not have to do crazy things to keep a person in your life. Just any person. If it's the first person, don't do nothing. Like we shouldn't be doing things like that to keep someone in our life. Like get the person that's for you, that has the similar morals, values, and things of that nature. I don't know what John was on, but John paid dearly for whatever, for having a mistress. John paid dearly for that mistress, honey. Okay. With her expensive fabrics and her expensive habits. Okay. And the second thing is like what Scott said. Don't be jumping to conclusions. Mr. Simpson would have spent a long time down to the prison because Colonel want to hurry up and throw somebody in, and Scotland Yard just want to throw people all up in jail willy-nilly. Take your time and follow the tracks, follow the clues all the way. So those are the two lessons I have. Did you have anything else, Scott?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay, well, hey, y'all, from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace, love, happiness. Have the best day ever. Like, have a good day. Do something you like. It don't have to be expensive. It don't have to be cutting no horse's tendon, but do something you like. Find your little piece of happiness and have a good day. Bye.